soldiers?
I don't think that it will have a long-lasting effect. The Israel relationship with the United Nations are love-hate relationship from 1948. And these are relationships that have gone through various periods, wars and good, and Zionism, racism, and
But it is a difficult relationship.
Well, every relationship are difficult, and we believe that they're not nurtured enough from both sides. I think that Israel should invest more in their relationship with the United Nations, and on the other hand, I think that the United Nations should invest more in showing a little bit more understanding to Israel's difficult fight, both against armies and against terrorism.
But when you hear Jan Egeland, the UN humanitarian coordinator, talking about Israel using disproportionate force, I mean, isn't that right when you're blowing up whole blocks of flats in, southern Beirut?
Well, Jan Egeland is referring to the international law that talks about the right of self-defense. I mean, the question is whether what Israel is doing now can be justified by the international law of self-defense, the international right of a country to defend itself. And there are two criteria, proportionality and necessity. No one argues that it was a necessity to respond to what the Hezbollah was doing and the firing and the provocations that have been taking place for 6 years since Israel pulled out of Lebanon. The question that is raised is proportionality. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if you're a lawyer, but you know that you can interpret law in a million and zillion ways. And Jan Egeland is only interpreting the law and saying, well, according to actually what he should have said is, according to my opinion, Israel is using unproportionate force.
Let me ask you another question. Israel has, since its founding, has always believed that it should be in charge of sorting out its own defence, and it is, as a country, is in best position to judge that. Yet now we're seeing Israel talking about maybe that the future for the border is to have a multinational force. Why the change?
Well, I don't think that it is really a change, because while Israel argues that it will not allow foreign military on its territory because it's a breach of its sovereignty, when there were talks about dismantling UNIFIL, Israel placed very strong objections, and Israel actually fought to maintain UNIFIL in its place throughout the years from 1978 to now. And Israel agreed to a multinational force in the Sinai.
Okay.
So it is not a clear-cut case. I think that Israel believes that the multinational force, if it is a substantial force that can actually act as a force, will be to Israel's benefit.
Okay, needs a match. Thank you very much indeed for being with us.
Thank you.